Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Emily Giffin's Love You More. And I I don't love Emily Giffin's books, um, especially this one. Um, this book is like 250 pages. It's very one-dimensional. It's not very realistic, and I'll explain why. So the issue with me with Emily Giffin, I have lots of issues with her as a person and her as a writer. Um, is all of her heroines are the same: white, pretty, blonde, basic women who love Taylor Swift, the cardigan wearing type. Well, that's okay sometimes. Her book lacks depth, and they aren't particularly well written either. This book explores the themes of what ifs. Billy is a successful doctor with a thriving practice in New York. Her life has centered around her work and her new fiance, Dean. Just as Dean proposes, Billy's phone rings, and it's her ex-boyfriend, Mick, she hasn't spoken to in a decade. She has to rush back home due to an urgent matter. I've read similar stories like this multiple times, written by different authors. This is what frustrates me the most. It's a lack of originality in storytelling. Billy rushes home only to confront both an urgent situation and Mick upon her return. Their breakup is stemmed from her aspiration to attend medical school, and she also left friends behind in the process. Now she's confronted of what she's lost and the questions whether it surpasses what she's gained. As a doctor marrying another doctor, why would she be concerned about someone who she hasn't seen over in a decade? Sure, I understand the curiosity of wondering of what might have happened if she's choose a different path. But this scenario just seemed really silly and very unrealistic to me. The author artificially created a conflict between Billy's Midwestern background and her life in the big city. It's just not reasonable to compare an Ivy League medical school with a small town. The emotional appeal just didn't resonate with me. And now I'm going to give a spoiler. So if you want to read this book, if you're interested in this book, turn this video off. Okay. So Billy's best friend dies, leaving an 11-year-old daughter, and the daughter doesn't grieve. Phoebe acts doesn't act like an 11-year-old whose mother was killed by the man who was involved with her. She has no family except a grandmother with dementia. There were no emotions, and everything that it occurred just felt like a Hallmark movie moment. I mean, she was like, Billy, drive me to Sephora. Billy, drive me to the mall. Billy, drive me to like a new movie. Like, Billy, let's listen to Taylor Swift. There was no grieving. There was no mourning. There was no, she just was like, she was sad at the funeral, but that was it. And I'm like, listen, if my mother died at age 11 and she was killed by my stepfather and my only family was my grandmother who had dementia, I would be a friggin' mess. And I would not be caring about Sephora. Um, and so that was just so unrealistic to me. Um, Not well written, very one dimensional, and it just felt like a Hallmark movie or like a ABC movie of the week. Just not great. But I will say that I read this in one sitting. It's very short, you know, uh, like you know. I'm gonna give it a 2 star because I really didn't like it, but like this is a good book for like airplane or traveling or going to the beach and then leaving it at the beach and letting someone else read it, that kind of a thing. Um, it's a very like palatable book, but it's just not very good. And I doubt that I'm going to remember this in about a week, like the shampoo effect. I just had filmed this video about Pineapple Street and the shampoo effect. Uh, if you want, you can watch those videos. But yeah, I mean, it just doesn't. it didn't emotionally resonate with me. And that's really sad because I really want to read a book that's, like, sure, I think everyone wants to read light books, but there's sometimes like you just want something that's like fun, and then there's like a little bit of depth into this, and I didn't get any from this. So I'm going to give this the 2 stars. I wouldn't recommend this. I would recommend this for, get it when it's been out for a few years. If you could get it for $2 or $3, I paid $22 for this. I kind of regret it, but for the use of this channel, it's fine. I'm gonna give it back to Amazon and get a refund. But yeah, get it from the library or something. All right. Thank you so much. Take care and keep reading.